Hello everyone and welcome back to Red Dead Online. Well, we're here in the woods in my Moonshine shack putting in some work for Maggie and Marcel. We're doing some sales for the Moonshine business and some story missions and also some bootleg missions too. Just keeping things going, keeping these guys happy. I really like the Moonshine business. This was my favourite DLC. This is the most recent business that you can buy in the game. It is very similar to GTA businesses, the MC businesses, that kind of thing. And I really like the challenge involved in keeping this going. And it's one of those things that I pretty much find myself running Moonshine sales consistently whenever I'm playing Red Dead Online. So as soon as I get into the game, I'm going to set one of these sales up and get it ready. It takes about 45 minutes before it's ready to deal with, and I do that consistently. And I find myself running the trader business in between each of those sales. 45 minutes is plenty of time to get other stuff done. You can do some collections or naturalist stuff or get a bounty. I love it. So come with me today and let's see what the business is bringing me today. I should be looking to make somewhere between 1,000 maybe 1,500 by the end of the day. So let's get into it and see how we get on.
Give me, I lost my way. I heard you say
So we're starting off with a bit of work for Maggie, doing some of the story missions. Now I really love the Moonshine story missions and I replay them from time to time, and it helps to bring down the cost of the mash production. That's what I'm doing here. Just got to get rid of some of these guys so that I can collect some of the herbs that are inside this fort. Sometimes when you come here you find yourself taking on the revenue agents, and sometimes it's another rival Moonshine gang. Doesn't bother me either way. I'm just going to clear them out. I love clearing out Moonshiners and rival Moonshine operations because there's so much loot that you can get. You get your hands on some of the antique bottles and all the ingredients you need to produce Moonshine, and I very rarely find myself actually purchasing ingredients for the Moonshine operation because I make use of these rival Moonshine missions. Once you've got all of the ingredients you need, you're going to craft some of Maggie's special recipe, and that will allow you to taint and sabotage a nearby Moonshiner's operation. And that's the whole aim of this story mission and the bootlegger missions, is just to bring down some of your rivals, get rid of the revenue agents in the area, that kind of thing. And once you've played these missions a few times, you can decide to do what I'm doing here, which is I'm just going to ride in heavy with my Lancaster repeater, fully upgraded, and just I won't even get off my horse. I'll take everybody out, including all their dogs that are trying to attack me, and then I will blow up the 3 vats. Now you can creep in. This mission is a ball breaker. You can creep in and try and covertly take out all of the Moonshiners that are located. It is possible. It does take a few goes to get it right, and if you do manage to do it that way, you will get the maximum payout. But I'm not worried about that. As I say, I've done that many times, and I'm just coming in hot and heavy to get this done. There are a whole host of enemies here. It's quite good fun actually, and if you get yourself a really good gun, make sure it's nice and clean before you do anything like this, and then you'll have the ability to really take out all of your opponents from quite a range. And you can set the difficulty once you've done this a few times, it's standard or advanced, whatever, if you want to give yourself a bit more of a challenge. These missions are great fun, and it's a really good addition to the Moonshine DLC. So when you're not actually running the business and doing the sales and things like that, you've got something else to do. And I find that when I'm playing Red Dead Online, it's sometimes best to sort of group the different business activities all together, because some of them do conflict against each other. For example, if you're killing animals for your trader business, you're not going to go and spend much time in the naturalist role, because they just don't work together well. And I find that the Moonshine business operates nicely alongside most things, but if you want to do the Moonshiner bootleg missions and the story missions, which will bring down the cost of your mass production, meaning you can make more profit, that's what I like to do. So here we go. I'm just going to blow up all of the vats in the area. There are 3, and then it's just head back and report to Maggie. And another reason I really love the Moonshine business is that it is really taking advantage of all of Rockstar's skills and engineering expertise to give us a very comprehensive experience. And I'm really hopeful that the next DLC that comes out, which we should be expecting any time now, right, is going to have something in it that allows the continuation of this kind of story, solo player story mission. And I think the whole idea of robberies and things like that sounds very exciting indeed. And what we need with these missions, they shouldn't be like a free mode mission where you can just go around and rob and there are other players in the lobby that can do the same thing and take them out and try and rob goods, you know, like business battles. I don't want to see that really. What I want is a story campaign like this, because that is one of the better things about the new DLCs that have been added recently, and I'm sure I'm not alone with that. The reason I love the Moonshine business is because it does mirror some of the things I like about GTA and the MC businesses, which really no one plays anymore because you've got a solo player heist which you can make most money with. And I think that this game is in a very different stage in its life cycle. We're seeing a lot of new things added to the game, and one of the most exciting things for me in the recent news about the upcoming DLCs for Red Dead Online is the talk about cost of living upgrades. And what people mean by that is, you know, we're living in a camp out in the wilderness. You don't even have a house, there's no roof or a bed or anything like that. So what I want to see is something you can spend your money on. Yes, you've got a bar and you can invite some of your friends in there, but essentially you can't do anything with it. It's just to flex. What I want to see is a ranch that you can buy and you can develop and get animals that make money and have horses, and the more horses you have and herd and cows and things like that, which continuously make you money. And I want this to cost money, because that's the thing about this wonderful game, is that once you get to a certain point, if you've got about 50,000 in the bank, which is roughly what I've got, you can't really spend that money on anything. You need gold really to buy any of the rolls, and once you've got yourself a wardrobe full of clothes and maybe 5 or 6 different horses, what else are you going to buy? There's nothing. And I think that's what the Red Dead Online community is crying out for, is something that you can spend your money on and feel like all the hard work is paying off. And that's, you know, grinding is a great thing in any game, and I'm a big fan of grinding, and I love money grinding games, but you need to have something to grind for. And GTA's become a bit like that for me as well. Once I've got 300 million in the bank, what am I going to spend that money on when you already own everything? You've got every business, there's nothing else I can buy. So Red Dead needs to stay away from falling into those kind of traps, and I think that it's done a great job of introducing us to the wild frontier 100 years ago, and I'm really excited to see what happens next. So take care, stay safe out there, and I'll be back with another video before you know it. Check out my channel for all the other content, got some great stuff coming your way this week.